A mother and her two children came to a rich man's house to work so they could earn money for the husband's surgery. But when a boy accidentally dropped a photo, the wealthy old man was stunned, because the man in the photo was none other than the grandson he had been searching for over 6 years. Just as the old man was about to ask questions, the boy picked up the photo of his father from the floor. Overcome with emotion, the old man's illness suddenly flared up. At the same time, he was struck by how much the boy resembled his grandson when he was little, identical to the twin boys the woman had brought with her. In a flash, he mistook the child for his long-lost grandson. "My child, where have you been? Do you know how much Grandpa has missed you?" The boy replied, "My name is Lu Shujo." Hearing this, the old man came back to his senses. His grandson had been missing for 6 years, how could he still be a small boy? But the boy's appearance was almost exactly the same as his grandson's childhood self. So, he asked the woman who the children's father was. "Lu Daxiang," she answered, "someone I met in the village." When the old man heard this name, he realized he had made a mistake. The woman explained, "He is seriously ill. I came out to work this time to earn money for his medical treatment." What the old man couldn't have imagined was that this very Lu Daxiang, the woman's sickly husband, was in fact the grandson he had been searching for all these years. 6 years earlier, the man had been ambushed by enemies and fled to the countryside, where the woman saved him. With her careful care, the two gradually grew close. He had intended to reveal his true identity after their children were born, but a car accident left him in a vegetative state. For 6 years, the woman had cared for him tirelessly, raising their twin sons, who were now already in primary school. Now, only one final surgery stood between him and recovery. To pay for it, the woman had no choice but to bring her sons to the city to work. Meanwhile, the old man had been searching for his grandson for 6 long years. He often scolded his incompetent son, saying that if he couldn't find his grandson, he would never inherit the family fortune. In desperation, the old man personally distributed missing person flyers on the streets. But from overexertion in the scorching heat, he collapsed on the road. Passers-by, fearing involvement with the wealthy family, did not dare to help. By chance, the woman and her sons, who had just arrived in the city, witnessed the scene. Without hesitation, she rushed forward to save him and performed CPR until the old man regained consciousness. When he learned she had come to the city seeking work, the old man, grateful for her life-saving act, brought her home as a maid. He not only offered her a generous salary but also arranged for her children's schooling. His kindness, however, sparked jealousy among the household staff. Just as the woman was about to leave with her sons, a servant reported news of the young master's whereabouts. He was in a nearby town, and the old man's men had already gone to fetch him. Before long, they carried the grandson home from the hospital. The woman didn't get a clear look and didn't realize that the man was actually her husband. After the doctors examined him, they determined that one more surgery could awaken him. The old man was overwhelmed with joy and immediately arranged for the operation. After more than 3 hours, the surgery was finally successful. The doctors said the young master would wake up shortly. Ecstatic, the old man ordered preparations for clean clothes and fresh water. The woman, being a servant, helped as well. But the butler, eager to drive her away, deliberately tripped her, causing her to fall heavily to the ground. "What are you doing? Do you think you're the master here? I didn't do it on purpose, it wasn't intentional. You think I don't know what you're up to," the butler sneered. "Just now, when the young master woke up, you conveniently tripped. You just wanted to steal credit for yourself. You're nothing but a scheming servant." Hearing this insult, the old man, who cared deeply for his grandson, flew into a rage. He immediately ordered the butler to drag the woman out and punish her. But just then came the cry, "He's awake! The young master is awake!" The old man rushed forward, overjoyed. His long-lost grandson had finally opened his eyes. But because the man was still too weak, he fainted again shortly after. Meanwhile, the woman clashed with the butler, who maliciously beat her. She suffered serious injuries but, for the sake of her husband's surgery, chose to endure everything in silence. The next day, the man finally regained consciousness once more. His first thought was to return to the countryside to find his wife. But when he pushed open the door of their old home, he found the house empty. Only then did he realize that for 6 years, his wife had sold everything to pay for his care. The old man followed him there. Learning that his grandson had not only married but also fathered twin boys, he was overjoyed. To thank his granddaughter-in-law for caring for his grandson for 6 long years, he decided on the spot, "Today, I will hold a grand family reunion banquet for my grandson's wife. I want to announce it to all of Zhengzhou. Everyone must know how much she has done." Back at the mansion, the old man discovered the 2 boys making crafts to raise money for their father's surgery. Suddenly, he remembered his grandson had mentioned having 2 sons. Looking closely, he realized the children looked exactly like his grandson did when he was young. The resemblance was undeniable. "Bring me some of the boy's hair," he ordered. "I want a DNA test done immediately." At this time, the man, still recovering, returned to the house. But because the woman was only treated as a servant, he didn't recognize her right away. With only 3 hours left before the reunion banquet, the butler deliberately gave the woman the dirtiest and most exhausting chores. Yet, for the sake of her husband's surgery, she gritted her teeth and bore it all, growing thinner day by day. She had no idea that her husband was already by her side on her birthday.